prospect will be criticized by his boss or spouse for making a particular purchase, he will refrain from making that purchase altogether. Price and quality. Most salespeople parrot the words price and quality as if they were reasons to buy anything. In today's competitive market, it is assumed that your product or service is well priced and of a sufficiently high quality, or it wouldn't be available in the first place. Telling the prospect that he should buy your product or service because of your price and quality is very similar to saying that he should buy your product or service because you will deliver it to him. It's not a reason to buy at all. Identifying needs. Professional selling begins with needs analysis. You are not really in a position to sell until you have asked enough questions and listened closely enough to the answers. This enables you to understand the most intense need of your prospect that your product or service can satisfy. Once you've identified the customer's key needs and wants, you can then structure your presentation in such a way that you demonstrate overwhelmingly to the customer that he will have that need satisfied if he buys from you. Does versus is. Perhaps the chief distinction in needs analysis is the difference between what your product is and what your product does. Most salespeople are preoccupied with what their product is, how it is made, and the specific features that go into its design and production. As a result, these are the things they talk about when they are with a prospect. But the prospect doesn't care what your product is. He only cares about what your product or service will do for him. Every customer's favorite radio station is WIIFM, What's in it for me? Here is a simple way to determine what your product does for your customer. Imagine a pipeline. Into one end of the pipeline goes your product or service, from sale to delivery to actual use from the customer. Out of the other end of the pipeline, dropping into a bucket, is what your product does to improve the life or work of the customer. Your job is to clearly identify what arrives in the customer's bucket as the result of his or her buying what you are selling. Emotional versus practical reasons. For example, some people sell life insurance by stressing its affordability relative to competitive policies, the size and reputation of the company, the ease of monthly payments, and the role that life insurance plays in financial planning. These are all important, but they are not the reason that a customer buys life insurance. He buys it chiefly for peace of mind. One of the top life insurance agents in the country told me that he has a very simple question that he uses when calling on new prospects. He asks, "Do you feel responsible for providing for your family if something were to happen to you?" If the prospect does not say yes to this question immediately, he spends no further time trying to convince him of the importance of life insurance. He's found that if a person does not feel highly responsible for his family, he'll be reluctant to take out insurance to provide for them in case of an accident. By the same token, there are questions that you can ask to determine if the emotional need that your product or service satisfies is important enough to your customer for him to buy what you are selling if you can convince him that this need will be satisfied. Your choice of questions is often the key to identifying needs correctly. Two major motivations. The two major reasons that people buy or don't buy, respectively, are desire for gain and fear of loss.